How much does the name Kitty Genovese resonate with you? In the early hours of March 13, 1964, a chilling event transpired on the streets of Queens, New York, that would echo through the annals of social psychology and urban mythology. Kitty Genovese, a 28-year-old bartender, was returning home from work when she was brutally attacked outside her apartment building. Winston Moseley, a man she had never met before, was waiting at a traffic light when he spotted her. In the dead of night, under the cloak of darkness, he stabbed and raped her. This horrific act of violence was not merely a crime against one woman, but a shocking reminder of our collective responsibility as a society. The incident, which took place at around 3:15 in the morning, was not hidden in the shadows. It happened in one of New York's most famous neighborhoods, a place where people should have been safe. But the tragedy was not just the act itself, it was the public's response. In the aftermath of the attack, a narrative emerged that would sear the name Kitty Genovese into public consciousness. It was claimed that 38 witnesses had watched the attack unfold without stepping in to help or even call the police. This narrative, whether entirely accurate or not, sparked a firestorm of discussion, debate, and soul-searching. The Kitty Genovese case became a symbol of bystander apathy, a term that refers to the phenomenon where individuals do not offer help to a victim when other people are present. It was a wake-up call, a mirror held up to society, forcing us to question our values, our sense of community, and our responsibility towards one another. The Kitty Genovese case is more than just a story. It's a societal reflection. It's a call to examine our actions, our inactions, and the echoes they leave behind. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the night of March 13, 1964, and the silent witnesses who have forever shaped our understanding of bystander apathy. A normal night turned into a nightmare in the early hours of March 13, 1964. Kitty Genovese, a 28-year-old bartender, was returning home to Queens after a long night at work. The streets were quiet, the city had retired for the night, with only the distant hum of the city's heartbeat in the background. Kitty's journey home was tragically interrupted when she was spotted by Winston Moseley at a traffic light. Moseley, a calculating man with a dark agenda, marked Kitty as his unsuspecting prey. Kitty, oblivious to the danger looming in the shadows, continued on her way, unaware of the harrowing fate that awaited her. The tension in the air thickened as Moseley closed in, his footsteps echoing ominously in the stillness of the night. In a sudden, brutal attack, Moseley cornered Kitty, his violent intentions unfolding in the dark alleyway. Kitty's desperate cries pierced the night, a chilling symphony of fear and horror that was largely ignored by the residents of Queens. In the ensuing struggle, Kitty was stabbed multiple times, her life slowly ebbing away on the cold, hard pavement. Moseley, his monstrous act complete, disappeared into the night, leaving behind a scene of unspeakable terror. Kitty's life, full of promise and dreams, was brutally cut short, her name forever etched in the annals of history as a symbol of urban indifference. The sun rose on a changed world, casting long shadows over Queens. The residents woke up to the horrifying news of Kitty's demise. Their ordinary night turned into a haunting memory. The quiet, unassuming neighborhood was forever marked by the chilling events of that fateful night, a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the heart of the city. What happens when the silent witnesses choose to remain silent? In the chilling narrative of the Kitty Genovese case, this question is perhaps the most haunting. The story of 38 silent witnesses, who reportedly did nothing to intervene or call the police as a woman was assaulted, sparked disbelief and outrage. So, what happened? Why did these silent witnesses choose to remain silent? The answer, unfortunately, is not straightforward. The concept of bystander apathy is a complex psychological phenomenon, often attributed to the diffusion of responsibility. That is, when there are many witnesses, individuals may feel less personal responsibility to intervene, believing that someone else will. This notion was dramatically highlighted in the Kitty Genovese case, which ignited public discourse on bystander apathy and the role of the community in preventing such horrific crimes. The shocking indifference demonstrated by the silent witnesses became a symbol of urban alienation, contributing to a growing fear that society was becoming increasingly detached and uncaring. However, it's important to note that this narrative has been challenged. Some argue that the number of witnesses was inflated and that some did attempt to help or call the police. Nevertheless, the story of the silent witnesses has remained a powerful symbol in our collective memory. The Kitty Genovese case left an indelible mark not just on the public's perception of crime and safety, but also on social psychology. It prompted research into the bystander effect, a social psychological theory suggesting that individuals are less likely to offer help in emergency situations when other people are present. The silent witnesses of the Kitty Genovese case were not just bystanders to a crime. They became the embodiment of a social phenomenon, an illustration of the bystander effect in action. Their inaction has continued to serve as a stark reminder of the potential consequences of apathy and indifference. Bystander apathy was etched into public consciousness with the Kitty Genovese case. The shockwaves from the Kitty Genovese case reached far beyond Queens. The incident sent ripples through the fabric of society, prompting a reassessment of the human capacity for empathy, or seeming lack thereof. It sparked a flurry of introspection and research in the field of social psychology, leading to the formulation of what we now know as the bystander effect theory. This theory suggests that the more people present during a crisis, the less likely any of them are to offer help. It's as if the responsibility to act is diffused among the crowd, diluting the urgency and the personal obligation to intervene. Kitty's case became a classic study, an unfortunate illustration of this psychological phenomenon. But the impact didn't stop at the realm of psychology. The case also led to significant changes in law enforcement strategies and public safety measures. It became glaringly apparent that a paradigm shift was necessary, that the public needed to be more proactive, and that law enforcement agencies needed to be more accessible and responsive. In the wake of Kitty's murder, efforts to improve emergency communication systems gained momentum. This eventually led to the establishment of a unified and easily memorable emergency number, 911, in the United States. The system aimed to expedite emergency responses and encourage public participation in reporting crimes and emergencies. The tragedy highlighted the crucial role of effective communication in public safety. Furthermore, the case spurred conversations about urban safety, particularly for women. It underscored the urgent need to address the violence and harassment women often face in public spaces. It underlined the significance of bystander intervention training and community watch programs in fostering safer neighborhoods. Ultimately, the Kitty Genovese case served as a wake-up call, a stark reminder of the collective responsibility we bear towards each other as a society. It forced us to confront the uncomfortable truth about our potential indifference and apathy. More importantly, it challenged us to be better, to do better. This incident changed the way we perceive our responsibility towards each other in society. What can we learn from the echoes of Kitty Genovese's story? In our journey through the chilling narrative of Kitty Genovese, we've dissected the events of that fateful night in 1964, the silent witnesses, and the societal impact that followed. Each piece of the puzzle offers a lesson, a call to action that resonates even in the 21st century. From the outset, this story has been a stark reminder of the dangers that can lurk in our very neighborhoods. It underscores the importance of vigilance, not just for our own safety, but for the welfare of those around us. We are, after all, part of a community, a network of lives intertwined. In dissecting the silence of the witnesses, we stumbled upon the bystander effect, a psychological phenomenon that can paralyze even the most well-meaning among us. It's a wake-up call to resist this instinct, to step up when others are in need. We must remember that our actions, or lack thereof, can have profound consequences. The aftermath of Kitty's murder shook society, prompting introspection and change. It led to the development of the 911 emergency system, a testament to the power of collective action in response to tragedy. From this, we learn the significance of turning our outrage into tangible change, of using our voices not just to express grief, but to demand better. Yet, even as we reflect on these lessons, new stories emerge that mirror Kitty's. Recent incidents, like the alleged assault on a SEPTA train in Philadelphia, echo the same chilling narrative. These incidents remind us that the work is far from over. They urge us to question, to challenge, and most importantly, to act. So let's take these echoes of Kitty Genovese's story to heart. Let's strive to be more than just bystanders in our communities. Let's be the change, the helping hand, the voice that shatters the silence. While the story of Kitty Genovese is a chilling reminder of past mistakes, it also serves as a beacon, guiding us towards a more empathetic and responsive society.